My ex-fiancée announced her new engagement 2 weeks. After leaving me, she never expected the truth to walk into the party. 2 weeks after my fiancé Brandon ended our 6-year relationship, social media decided to finish the job. A mutual friend sent me a picture of Brandon on one knee proposing to another woman at the same rooftop restaurant where he'd proposed to me. The caption read, "When you know, you know." I stared at the screen until it went dark. 6 years together, a shared apartment, wedding plans, and a future I'd built around him had apparently been replaced in 14 days. I didn't post a single thing. I just packed the last of my clothes, returned my engagement ring through his brother, and disappeared from everyone's lives. Brandon wasted no time controlling the narrative. He told our friends we'd broken up because I was too focused on my career to be a good partner. According to him, I cared more about promotions than building a family. His mother repeated the story to anyone willing to listen, and before long, people I'd known for years were treating me like I'd chosen work over love. What nobody knew was that I'd turned down a promotion in another state because Brandon didn't want to move. I never corrected anyone because I believed people who truly knew me wouldn't need an explanation. About 3 months later, I started receiving strange messages from people I didn't recognize. One woman asked if Brandon had always been engaged while using dating apps. Another asked how long we'd actually been broken up because she'd matched with him almost a year earlier. At first, I assumed they had the wrong person. Then screenshots started arriving. Different conversations, different women, same profile, same photos. The timestamps made my stomach drop. Brandon hadn't started dating after our breakup. He'd been dating throughout our relationship. I didn't know what to do with any of it. None of those women had known about me, and none of them were trying to hurt me. They'd simply found each other online after realizing Brandon had used the exact same photos and pickup lines with all of them. One of them suggested we create a private group chat to compare timelines. By the end of the week, there were 7 women in that conversation. Every single one believed they were the only person he was seeing. One even had receipts from a weekend trip he told me was a mandatory work conference. Then someone dropped the biggest surprise. Brandon's new fiancée wasn't in the group because she had no idea any of us existed. One of the women reached out to her privately, not to embarrass her but to warn her. She ignored the message and assumed we were bitter exes trying to ruin her happiness. Honestly, I couldn't blame her. If someone had sent me those messages while I was engaged, I probably wouldn't have believed them either. We all agreed to leave it alone. We'd said our piece. What happened next was up to her. A month later, Brandon's family hosted a large engagement party at his parents' house. Nearly everyone we'd known was invited. I wasn't. I had no intention of going anyway. That evening, while I was watching a movie at home, my phone buzzed nonstop. It was one of the women from the group chat. She simply wrote, "Turn on your phone. It's happening." Apparently, Brandon's new fiancé had decided to confront him during the party, not privately, right in front of everyone. She'd spent the previous week quietly verifying every screenshot, every date, every hotel receipt, and every message we'd shared. She even contacted 2 of the women herself. By the time the party started, she knew more about Brandon's double life than any of us did. Halfway through dinner, she stood up, tapped her glass, and thanked everyone for coming. Then she asked Brandon one question. "So, which girlfriend would you like to apologize to first?" The room went completely silent. She placed a folder on the table filled with printed screenshots. One by one, she read dates that overlapped with birthdays, anniversaries, and vacations he'd spent pretending to be faithful. Brandon tried claiming everything was fake until she pulled out hotel invoices with his driver's license number attached. His father buried his face in his hands. His mother quietly walked into the kitchen. Nobody defended him. The engagement ended before dessert was served. Over the next few weeks, several mutual friends reached out to apologize for believing Brandon's version of our breakup. I appreciated the messages, but I didn't feel the need to celebrate. The truth hadn't won because I exposed him. It won because lies eventually become too complicated to remember. Honest people don't have to keep track of different stories. About 6 months later, I bumped into Brandon's former fiancée at a bookstore. She smiled when she recognized me and said something I'll never forget. "You didn't ruin my engagement. You saved me years of pretending." We ended up having coffee and laughing about how strange life can be. Neither of us got the future we'd planned, but both of us escaped the one we would have regretted. Sometimes the happiest ending isn't getting the person you thought you wanted. It's finding out who they really were before it was too late. Would you have warned the new fiancé or stayed completely out of it? Yes or no?